here's the thing. We live in a world where it's very service-oriented. I mean, come on, look around you. Everyone is striving to fulfill their needs, and thankfully, there are plenty of amazing services out there. But what happens when service, for whatever reason, goes wrong? Have you ever had a vacation or a business trip completely messed up from one single frustrating moment at a hotel? Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine this. Imagine you've been traveling for 12 hours, there was a long flight delay, your back aches from an uncomfortable seats, and all you can think about is getting into your hotel room, taking a very nice hot shower, and collapsing into bed. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, that excitement to just take off your clothes and relax in the clean hotel bed sheets. So, you finally get to the front desk, you're next in line, and then you hear it. The couple in front of you are yelling at the receptionist. The room isn't ready and the system is slow. The staff member looks stressed and is only giving one-word answers. You can see minutes later the line isn't moving, and inside you feel it. This frustration starts to boil over. This wasn't the plan. This was supposed to be your sanctuary, your home away from home. And now, before you've even seen your room, unfortunately, your entire experience feels like it's just completely ruined. And that moment of disappointment is what we in the hospitality industry work day and night to avoid. But sometimes things go wrong, and when they do, they almost fall into one of these 4 complaining categories that I'm going to explain to you right now. My name is Yahya. I'm a passionate hotel enthusiast, and I make educational videos. And today, we're going to identify these 4 types of hotel complaints, and the last one is going to blow you away, so stick till the end. Let's start with the most common complaint that we deal with in a hotel, the mechanical complaint. This type of complaint can be due to a malfunction from a particular thing. Now, what is this thing? It could be maybe a TV that's not working, or an AC can be making a buzzing sound. Whatever it may be, it's a complaint that is very, very common because these things that are operating the hotel sometimes will require for it to be repaired. And it will fall under the time while the guest is in the hotel, like the lights flickering in the room or something happening. Now, when you are the one receiving this type of complaint, you will have to act immediately. You might have to look for another room and move the guest to another room, or immediately, send up someone from the engineering department to go and inspect it. This is very, very important because this will impact the guest's experience. So that's the first one. The second one, which is the most dangerous one, in my opinion, is the attitudinal complaint. This is a complaint not about a thing, but about a person. This is due to people. This is a person. This is due to a person's behavior. For example, and I'm sure you've had this before, and I can't tolerate that. Being in this industry, I always say, you do not want to have me as a customer if you are performing poor service, specifically in this type of attitudinal behavior, bad behavior. For example, rudeness, or not paying any attention to the customer, not smiling. These small details, or not even being welcoming or warm. These areas would be a very, very common complaint that we have noticed in hotels, especially when you know that it's the person that's not showing the right type of attitude. Now, when you are the one receiving these types of complaints, immediately you have to also pass it on to your supervisor or deal with it in terms of understanding cultural awareness. Now, what do I mean by that is that these types of people that are showing poor behavior at work, it doesn't mean that they are bad people. It means that they need to be retrained and reminded about the culture in that particular property. It's very important to always emphasize with your staff what the culture is in your hotel. and you have to speak it, and you have to feel it, and you have to always let all the problems out the door. And when you are actually working, you have to remind yourself about the core cultural values in that hotel. So this is a very common complaint that we deal with in hotels, attitudinal. Now, the third type of complaint is a very interesting one. It's not about a person or a thing. It's a service-related complaint. It's about how the process of how the operations is flowing. Let me give you an example. And it's a very common one. I am 100% sure you have faced this before. You can be dealing with a great waiter or a front desk receptionist. They must be like amazing, but they're slow. And what I mean by slow is the service is taking too long. There's a long lineup. Like the way that the system is flowing is very, very, very slow. Or let's say, for example, the system is down, or the food is taking too long for it to cook. Although the receptionist is very friendly and warm, the process of it being complete is taking too long. And this causes a complaint where it's like, come on, taking too long here. So a slow check-in is a very common one where we face as a complaint. And although it's not a thing or a person, this process is a very important, it's very important for you to be aware of, because as a manager, you would have these experiences now to realize what to do in the future from this process. So a solution would be that, okay, if it's rush hour, for example, and it's check-in time and 3 o'clock, there's a big wave, and we experienced this recently. What happened with this complaint? Let me put more people on shift to make things faster during this period. So this process can be definitely sorted out based on the historical trends that you have faced. Now, this one is a very interesting complaint. In fact, it is the one that I was saving for last because it is very, very unusual. In fact, that's what it's called. It's called the unusual complaint. And yes, this happens as well. I remember one time a guest came and yelled at me and was screaming, "I can't stand this place anymore." I'm like, "Why? What happened?" He said, "It's raining outside." Okay. So my favorite unusual complaint that I faced in the hotel is when a guest came down and yelled at me saying that the birds are too loud outside. These are very unusual complaints, and it's areas that we just cannot control. But regardless, it's still a complaint, and I truly believe that no complaint should be left ignored. So in these areas, you can show a little bit of empathy and show compassion. Maybe they would like to be heard and just express, acknowledgement. In fact, now that you know these 4 types of complaints, my next video is going to be about how to handle these complaints. And there are certain steps that you need to do regardless of which type of complaint that you are facing. There are certain techniques that you should follow in order to handle these types of complaints. So make sure that you stay tuned to the next video, which is going to be about how to handle guest complaints. Thank you for watching.